Well, with just 8 games to go in his championship season, it looks like at the second attempt, we may well hang on for a playoff place. We are 9 points clear of 7th in the league, but looking upwards, there are 8 points to the top two. We face one of those today, and in fact, two of the top five. This is going to be a very difficult test. With injuries starting to rein in, I might have decisions to make on how best to manage the squad soon. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 15 of Let's Retro from FM06 with Luton Town. We are back today to face Wolves and Palace, who are in 5th and 1st respectively. Palace are already almost mathematically promoted, and Wolves are trying to cling on in that playoffs as well. It looks like at the moment, from us down to 5th, we might be safe in those spots, but 9 points, well, if we finish the season like last year, it might not be enough of a total for now. Let's see how we get on today. If you're looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. But before we go and get into those games, let me show you what's been going on in and around the club. Because if we have a look at the transfers, no more agreed ins yet, just the Maloney and Doyle deals that we've done. However, we've not been able to get a contract to Dean Morgan. We've also loaned out a couple more. You saw Beckwith went in the last episode. I mentioned Baxter, but didn't show him to you. He's doing really well at Southend at the minute. And then Calvin Andrew has gone to Huddersfield for a month, where so far he's not having the best of times. Doesn't look like he's going to make it, unfortunately. Those are the things that are happening off the pitch. Let's talk about on it, though. We are without Steve Howard today, which cost us in midweek. But overall, we've been picking up points. We've not been brilliant, but we've been getting draws in the games that have been difficult in a spell of fixtures where we weren't expected to win many. And that continues today, doesn't it? You were with me, that heartbreaking defeat against Stoke, but a great comeback against Burnley. We did exactly the same against Leicester, who thankfully got a red card in the first kick of the second half. We came back from one down, Nichols scored a penalty, Howard scored as well. He then got another after Nichols missed his second penalty of the game, and Carlos Edwards got a late fourth to make it comfortable. I think the referee might have been on our side there. 3-1 draws out of the 4 games since, though. Against Sheffield United, it was Kevin Nichols to the rescue. Against Ipswich, it was Kevin Nichols to the rescue. Against Crewe, Warren Feeney returned to the score sheet, but Steve Howard was the best player on the pitch. But he did pick up a knock, which meant the following day, against Sunderland, we had to rely just on Feeney. Thankfully, he did the job from an ENOCH-ING knockdown off the bench. And although we conceded in the 90th minute, it was similar to the vibes we had against Stoke. But given the balance of this game, I was much more happy with a point, especially with some of the injuries we had. Lee Grant's putting in great performances. It's a good job as well because Alan McGregor has thrown his toys out the pram. I've now offered Dean Morgan the amount of money he said he wants to stay at £6,000 a week. We're able to offer it. I've offered it. I've offered him first team squad status, bonuses, add-ons. He's still rejecting it. So something's gone wrong there. The truth is, with Maloney coming in, with Feeney playing well, I probably don't need him that badly. While I'd love to have got him tied down because we probably could have made 500 grand to £1,000,000 out of it, I'm not going to be heartbroken. So we'll let him go and we'll see what happens. The rest of the team for today, though, is where things get a bit tricky because while we've got Andy O'Brien back from injury, Bradgie got a knock in a week, but he's recovered okay. Things are looking good on that front. We've got this decision to make up front because we've not got Steve Howard. Eddie Johnson came back in after a long injury last time. Didn't play that well. Struggled a little. ENOCH-ING's been awful all season, but did get an assist and cause a bit of havoc off the bench. So I think I'm going to start him in this one. And that means Eddie Johnson will probably have to be on the bench because we're going to need a target man to come on. And Dean Morgan, greatest of respect to him, he's not going to do that. So I think that's what we're going to go for. The rest of the squad is pretty much picking itself. Nick Basagno is already looking a gem of a signing. I don't want to mess with it too much this year, but he is ready. He will be a first teamer next season. And it might even be that if we go up, we switch to a 4-3-3 and get Nick Basagno in the holding role. I don't know. We're pretty settled for the most part. Hughes has had a couple of poor games. I thought about bringing Keith Keane in, and in fact I'm going to today. But otherwise, I'm trying to keep things fairly steady, not make too many changes, not adjust too much at once. The only other sub I might make here, now we've got an extra midfielder, is put Carlos Edwards back on the bench to give us a bit of balance. But otherwise, very happy with how the squad's looking for now. Very pleased with the depth we've got. It's just Steve Howard. We tried last year in that free agent market to get the likes of Kenwyne Jones, Stephen Thompson, people that would provide deputy in that role, and we haven't got it. So next season, we're going to have to make sure of it. As for now, it's the only thing that's costing us. Into the first game we go and see how we get on against a very tough Wolves team. Well, as we know, some very good players in this Wolves side. Joleon Lescott still about, surprisingly, not made that move up to the Premier League. The likes of Lee Naylor, Nathan Dyer add youth, exuberance, quality and the lot. So let's go and get into the first half and see how we do. I'm not that optimistic for this game because I've got to say, while we've got 1-1 draws and kept that unbeaten run going recently, we've been the second best team in a lot of the matches. And without Howard as that focal point, we've lost a lot of our goal threat. So we're going to have to do well to hold on here. And to be honest, I'd take 2 draws out of these. We draw every game to the end. I think we make it into the playoffs. As Keenan chips forward to Shawunmi, who does well with a flick on for Feeney. Looks for Newton wide, who beats Naylor. Newton's in. Why am I asking for draws? What a goal that is. Shawunmi played his part, doing the Steve Howard job. Feeney plays the pass out to Newton, and it's a really good finish from the winger. Positive start. We've not created much, but we've made it count. And we're going to have to at the moment, as Naylor goes from the kickoff to Miller. Nichols gets in and wins it. Then Coyne clears downfield. Shawunmi up again. Comes out second best this time. Court plays a 1-2 with Miller though. And they've scored from the kickoff. That is a level of threat we just haven't got. And unfortunately, this is where we are at the moment. We're playing against these top sides in the division. And it does worry me for if we do get to the playoffs. Because I think, have we got enough on our day to beat them individually? Probably not. We're just more consistent against the rest of the league. As Foley's on the chase against Miller again, who is looking a class above us at the minute. Miller delivers to Court, heads just wide. The front two are giving us nightmares. Let's just have a quick look at how good they are. Kenny Miller's the skipper of the team now. He is, he's ridiculous to be fair. And Carl Court, I mean, both of them are earning twice what any player in our squad is. And they're both top quality. We can't do much about that. Whereas ENOCH-ING, with the greatest respect to him, did well for the goal. He's a League One level player who's covering today. As Coyne goes long downfield, Shawunmi will chase. Got his chance to prove me wrong on the big stage. That's the difference. Howard can hold that up. Shawunmi can't. It's long towards Keenan and Court. Keenan wins it. Shawunmi down for Baraji. Back up towards him again. Beats Bates. Baraji cuts in. Good footwork. Good shot. Tip wide for a corner kick. 20 minutes gone. We do look a threat on the counter here, and because Wolves are being more aggressive against us, there's space in behind as Keenan delivers to Shawunmi. Not the same accuracy. Into the side netting. It remains 1-1. 27 on the clock. Danny Butterfield with a throw. Down the right, but Keenan intercepts it. Back to the right, back again. Baraji closes down. Doesn't get enough on it. Butterfield can cut in. Up towards Carl Court and Kenny Miller. He's turned Coyne inside out. Looks wide for Nathan Dyer. Can't cope with the pace. But Keenan gets back in. Good challenge behind for a corner. This could get quite ugly. And we've got the leaders to come next. Could become a worrying episode, couldn't it? I think we might just have to accept that these are two we might not win. And then maybe focus on beating the 3 or 4 bottom half teams we've got left later in the year. It goes out safely for a throw-in. And with 5 to the break, we're still clinging on at the minute. Not sure why the kick's towards Feeney. It's one towards Carl Court and no one's there. Nichols can't get back. Miller turns his man. O'Brien does enough. Good defending. It's through to Lee Grant in goal. We almost reach half-time. It's been an okay performance. Wolves are dominating the game. We knew that was going to happen. But it's still 1-1. We're still doing all right. There is no doubt the defence is struggling. Let's get into the second half, see if we can hold on. If we could continue the run of largely 1-1 draws today, I'd be a pretty happy man. As Foley throws in towards Feeney. Lescott does well with it. King can't win it. Nichols does though. Chris Coyne up towards Shawunmi. He's offside. Unfortunate that. Not sure why we saw it, but 10 gone in the second half. And the scoreline's still okay. As Oakes is on the free kick just outside his box to Butterfield. Maybe this is why we saw it, because it's going to lead to something. Bradgie goes up against Nathan Dyer and wins it, and the second time. But somehow, the ball still lands at Dyer's feet. Nichols wins it back for Feeney, though. Good 1-2, through to Shawunmi. What can he do on the left-hand side? Bradgie's run inside of him. He's 1-on-1, and Bradgie sneaks in. The wingers have both been at it today. Bradgie scores. Shawunmi sets it up again. And I'm going to have to start eating my words. It's been a great performance when I'm doubting him most. And the two wingers, who very rarely score goals, have popped up when I desperately needed them from somewhere. Shawunmi's winning everything in the air, says the commentary. And it's up towards him again. He holds it up well. Beats his man. Oh my word. He's having the game of his life. It's a brilliant save from Oakes. Dyer puts it out for a throw-in. This is the ENOCH-ING show. What did I ever doubt him for? O'Brien loses his header at the back. Foley gets it clear. We're in trouble here because O'Brien's been caught out. Kenny Miller's ahead of him. The shot's wide. With 20 to go. We're going to start thinking about changes in a minute, because I don't want to leave it too late again. Warren Feeney is struggling up front physically. With Howard's lack of fitness, I can't afford to lose him as well, as Coyne wins the ball back for Baraji. We've got one game where Shawumi's playing this well. You might as well leave him on for it, as he gets to the byline again. Cross the flex. It's out for a corner. Oakes can't prevent it going out. We'll just see out the set piece before making our decision. Keenan delivers. Coyne's up there. Bates behind again. We'll take 15 minutes of watching Luton corners, because they can't score while the ball's up here. Keenan will look again to the front post. Bates is up there. This is where the problem comes, because Nichols has got too high. Foley's gone. Lee Grant has to save the day and does. Keenan loses out to Butterfield though, and it's a 3-on-2. Thankfully though, Weisinger was lazy and he didn't get himself onside. That has saved us on this instance. But what I'm going to do, I think because Shawumi's having such fun, I'm going to bring on a holding midfielder. We're going to go Richard Hughes for Feeney. We'll just put him back there. Shawumi can go up front on his own. I mean, he can do plenty of it, so I'll just leave him with a bit of a free roll almost up there. And then Richard Hughes can sit behind in a holding role. It's what we've done with Basagno a few times when he's been on the bench. Newton's going to come off for Carlos Edwards. And I'll save the last sub-5, because I don't really want Sol Davis on, because we need pace out wide. And Heikkinen would mean changing the back 4. So other than maybe giving Shawumi a round of applause in the 90th minute, don't think I want to do anything here. Let's just see out the last few. There's 10 minutes to go. This would be a great result. Even if we draw it, it'd be a good one. But a victory would be incredible. As Lescott gets down the left to Sol. McNamara, look at the men they've got forward now. McNamara towards Miller. Foley intercepts it against his future club as it was to be. Butterfield forward again. Coyne intercepts. Shawumi's up with Bates. Does really well. Nichols to Keane. Edwards over on the right. It's 2-on-1, but it's over here. Oh, that was the chance. It goes begging. Foley's got to do defending this time and does. Lescott misses it. It's Shawumi onside. He's beaten Lescott, but he can't beat Oakes. The flag didn't go up either. That is a missed opportunity. And now it's straight forward to Kenny Miller, who's got him behind again. And it's a great save, Lee Grant. He is offside. I was about to say, what on earth was going on with our defensive line? But we've got away with it. 5 minutes to go. I might change the front man in a minute. Shawumi's been great. But again, it's the only sub I can make, really, isn't it? Nichols is up against Weisinger. Wins it for Baraji. Nichols again. In towards the box. Finds Shawumi. Lescott does well. Back in again. Cleared downfield. 89 on the clock. Oh, this is where we so often concede. Twice against Stoke. Last time out against Sunderland. I'm preparing for it. Sol delivers. Nichols away. Shawumi, if he can win that, it's done really well against Lescott. It's given him an awful time today. Foley heads away to Keane. There's a man over on both sides. Baraji's in. Down for Shawumi. He's got his man left again. Shawumi takes on the centre half. To the byline he goes. There's 2 in the middle. Into Baraji. Unfortunate. This has really been some counter-attacking display. We await the change. Shawumi will come off now. And Eddie Johnson will just get a minute to run around up front. We won't do too much in terms of the tactic, but I will time waste all of the time. And hopefully that will be enough to get us done. I'll also stop the fullbacks going forward. Again, just to make sure that we don't get caught out at the back. If we're going to concede a goal, I want it to be a brilliant one. How many minutes of stoppage time have we got? I want to know what's added, and I don't. But we get the 3 points. We don't see any of stoppage time. How unusual is that? A brilliant performance from Luton Town. ENOCH proving me wrong, and crucially, a 2-1 win. And if we weren't secured at the playoffs before, we almost certainly are now. Good news with the Palace game to come. The runaway leaders are next. Can we give them the fright of their lives? Well, hang on a minute. Stoke in 4th have drawn. Wolves in 5th have lost to us. Ipswich in 6th have lost the derby. But crucially, Birmingham in 2nd have lost at home to Leicester. Now, big for Leicester in the battle for survival, but it means we are 5 points behind with 7 games to go. Palace have just lost 3-0. They think the job's done. We couldn't, could we? We couldn't, could we? We'll find out in a moment. Well, here comes the big game, first v third, but we've also got to watch out for tomorrow because Birmingham go to Sheffield United and we want to apply the pressure. If we win this one, we will be 2 points behind, but we're against the side that are 15 clear of us and 9 clear at the top. Palace have been the standout side this season. What can we do about it? Steve Howard is back. He's fit, but not fully fit. But we've got 2 weeks off after this, so I feel we can risk him. Shawunmi will drop to the bench and Howard will come in up front. The rest of the side doesn't need much change. Keith Keane will drop back out for Richard Hughes, or will he? Because Hughes doesn't look particularly confident at the minute. He's not happy with my team talk prior to this game, or my media talk, sorry. So we'll leave him out. The back four will stay the same, the back five including the keeper. The wingers both scored in midweek. Keane and Nichols will stay in now. Feeney and Howard. Howard's the only change. It's just whether we do anything on the bench. Heikkinen, Hughes, Davis, Edwards, Shawunmi. I think that looks pretty good myself. Let's go and get through to the game. Will Steve Howard be able to shine? It's 3-4-3 for Palace. To give a bit of perspective, they've kept hold of Andy Johnson, who scored 22 this year. They've signed Kevin Davis from Bolton, who were top 4 in the Premier League last season. They've also got Ben Watson developing and Tom Sawes. They've got Billy Jones at the back, who always becomes a legend in this game. And they've got the likes of Per Kroldrup and George McCartney. This is a proper football team. The only area they've got weak is in goal because they've lost Rob Green and Gabor Kirayi. This is a good side. It's going to be a tough ask. Let's see if we can deliver the goods. There's 6 minutes on the clock. Warren Feeney's there. The only thing I'm hoping is if we can get on the break occasionally, we could have a 4-on-3 because we'll have the 2 wingers and the 2 strikers. The other side of that is they've got 3 up front and we could have 2 back at times. As Feeney goes up against McCartney, can't quite win it. Might be a good game for Shawunmi off the bench as O'Brien heads up to Steve Howard. He's got Baraji wide and this is what we talked about. No one directly marking him. Cuts in from the left but Jones does well. It's away as far as Sawes, who goes up to Davis. Well won by Foley. Nichols to Feeney. Howard gets there. Can't quite win the flick. If he'd put Feeney back in, that would have been a great chance. McCartney down the line towards Davis. We're basically gambling here. Both sides are going toe-to-toe with each other. And it's which one has got the more firepower. On paper, it's Palace. But what will it be on the day? We've seen last week, other teams can take advantage. We clear the safety for now. Can we get something out of this? We're going straight from the throat on the right-hand side. Sawes throws into Johnson. Keenan wins it. Howard's not quite there. May have been a mistake starting him. I'm sure I won't think that later when Shawunmi's on against tired legs. But we're holding on at the moment as Grant has got to look up with those goal kicks towards Howard. If he can get the flick wide, we're in a good position. Kevin Nichols is on it. Maybe not the ideal man in terms of legs. Gets it wide to Baraji though. Sensible play. Into the box. Falls for Howard. Heads just over the bar. Oh, it's a chance. And they're the breakaways we're going to get. We know we're not going to have the most chances in this game. We're not going to be the dominant side in possession. But are we going to be able to do enough? Andy Johnson, let's mack him through. It's a good goal. Andy O'Brien caught out. A lack of pace at the back. Bit worried, to be honest, that Andy Johnson was winning the flick-ons. But as it is, it's 1-0 to Crystal Palace. And playing the best side in the league. Maybe just a bit too much of an ask at Selhurst Park. 15 gone and we're back with Palace again. There is a risk that this is the sort of game that could get ugly. Lee Grant has dealt with the ball into the box. But have we got enough pace on the counter-attack? Really want Baraji and Newton getting up higher there. Baraji's the man chasing this one. Tries to win it, but Kroldrup's there. And Keenan goes towards Howard. Flickon's not there, and it's away as far as Keenan again. Got a tough job with Andy Johnson, but he finds Baraji. Flicked into the middle. Feeney can't win it. Keenan will go up again. Howard's chasing, but again, we're just not able to get control of this game. Johnson's broken into that channel again. He gets to the byline. Chance to cut back. Aki Riolati into Pitsos. Brilliant challenge in the end. Not sure who it even was. I think it was Sean Newton back there in the 6-yard box. Bywater clears downfield. But at the moment, it's attack v defence. We've not made the most of our first breakaway. And Palace are really punishing us now. As we've got a very big problem. Not only have we got a 1-0 deficit, Steve Howard has picked up the knock again. Johnson plays it off. If this goes in, we'll just rest him. Davis puts it over anyway. I think we're going to have to go for ENOCH-ING. We can't risk Steve Howard at this stage of the season. ENOCH did well last time. Maybe the pace is what we need today. We're just over 5 to the break. We've been torn apart all half, but we've got a rare chance now with Newton. Cutting in from the left, up to Keith Keane. Header back's got too much on it, and this is the problem. Look at that. Why was our defensive line, which I've set to be quite deep, by the way, as Davis, great save, Grant. Why was our defensive line 10 yards above the halfway line? Because they just stood on halfway and they were in on goal. It's very strange defending. And then it's the old curse, the FM06 free kick. Ben Watson curls a perler into the top corner. Look, asking to win away at the champions in waiting, it was a tough ask. Unfortunately, this has gone badly. Injuries and a poor performance. Not the combination we were looking for. As Croldrip goes down the line to Soars, we've just got to stop this getting ugly now. I might have to go 5 at the back. Into the box to Davis, it's 3-0. How do we stem the tide? Because this is becoming a bit of a one-sided mick take. I think the only alternative is to go 5 at the back. Added time has finished. It's 3-0. The game is over. So let's say we expect nothing less than... I don't want to get a result. I just want to say it's not good enough. That's all I need to say. You're clueless all over the pitch. We're going to take Keenan off. And we're going to bring on Marcus Heikkinen. We'll drop Baraji to left back. We'll drop Shawumi to left wing. And we'll put Heikkinen in as a third centre half. And we might put O'Brien. I don't even know who's the quickest there. I think O'Brien's quicker than Coyne, isn't he? So Coyne will go in the middle. Then we'll have O'Brien and Heikkinen either side. Heikkinen will not need to be on forward runs now. Just make sure we've not got any of those boys charging forward. So we're giving up a little bit of ambition here, but I don't want the goal difference to take a huge hit. So I'm just going to make that sub for now, and we'll make a third one in 20 minutes. Well, 10 minutes gone in the second half. Kevin Nichols is on a yellow and seemingly living dangerously, so him for Hughes might be the last sub. But long ball now for Foley to deal with. Kevin Davis, it's a no contest, is it? As Rialati goes back to Croldrop. Again, they're pushing men forward, but we've gone 10 minutes without a highlight, which is something. But they're tearing us apart. Look at that. I think it's fair to say, and we saw it on paper as well, Palace are the best side in this division. Chris Coyne's about to get a yellow as well. It's really been a little bit too much, and maybe shows that if we do somehow go up via the playoffs, we're going to have to do a lot more, as Watson nearly scores another free kick, because Palace are going to be one of the weakest sides in the Prem, and we can't handle this at the moment either. So the last sub, tempted to take Keith Keane off, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take Nichols off for Hughes. Let's write this game off. Let's keep the star players fit. We need Howard. We need Nichols. Those two are going to get the rest. 25 to go still, and my main worry is what the score becomes here, because Heikkinen has lost out in the air. Shawumi does well, though, and finds Warren Feeney, who beats Croldrop with a good bit of pace. Oh, my words! Where has that strike come from? 25 yards out, it had pace, it had whip, it had bend, it had the lot. And Warren Feeney has given us a lifeline. Not going to get us a result today, of course, but at least makes it a little bit more respectable. 3-1 to Crystal Palace with 20 to go. And that was a very special goal. Probably a goal of the month contender at the end of a very poor performance. Well, more woes coming now because with 10 minutes to go, Sean Newton's picked up an injury as well. Hopefully not too bad with a 2-week break to come after this, but it's just been a disastrous day all around, hasn't it? Rialati almost scores a screamer himself, and Keith Keane puts it into touch. Not the best day at the office for Luton, but can we hold on and just keep it this score? I'd take that on a goal difference front. 3 minutes of added time have been played. There can't be long to go now. Foley's up against the sub Morrison, doesn't win it. Rialati, though, goes back to his keeper. Bywater being chased by Feeney. He's not going to make it. Headed away by O'Brien. Feeney will get there to Newton. Can we create one last chance? 3-2 would be a respectable scoreline. Big switch to Shawumi, who tries to win the header. But Croldrop has done brilliantly there. The only question left is how bad are these injuries? If Howard's all right, if Newton's all right, I'll take this, to be honest with you. We got the win that we didn't expect against Wolves. I'd have taken 2 points at the start. To get 3 is a good outcome, as Hughes releases Shawumi. 2 in the middle. Shawumi takes on his man. Good ball in to Feeney. Flicked on to Newton. It is 3-2. It's too late for an equaliser, but it's very good for the goal difference and respectability. Keeps confidence up, keeps strikers and attacking players in form. And Sean Newton, hopefully, that shows he's not too injured after all. Let's tell the lads that, you know what, it was unlucky. I sympathise with you. And let's see what that's done to the table and to our injury list. Because in terms of the table, we're down to 4th place. Stoke have won and move up to 3rd. Wolves have won in 5th. And obviously, Palace are well clear at the top now. The question is whether Birmingham win tomorrow to make that gap more than 4 or 5, sorry, going up to the top 2. Luton lose their first in 8 games. No sign of injury news there. So let's just see the Birmingham score and then look at when we're going to be back. Well, here we go. 10th v 2nd. What will Birmingham do? They've lost. There's still hope. 6 games to go. We've got our hard one out the way. We got the best goal difference. Yes, we're a point behind Stoke, but we had just 5 points off second place Birmingham. If we'd have held on in that Stoke game, my God, this would have been a fantastic finish. Let's go and look at the schedule. The 6 games remaining. Forest, Plymouth, QPR. Forest are 12th, Plymouth 13th, QPR 14th. 3 sides with absolutely nothing to play for. Positive news. Then it's Cardiff, Leeds and Coventry to finish. Cardiff are, where are you Cardiff? 9th, Coventry are 19th and Leeds are 11th. Most sides have nothing to play for. This could be a positive sign for us. Can we keep people injury free? That's going to be the big question. Unless there's a big developing story or things are really tight, I'm just going to come back for the last 2 games, which could be very crucial. What do you think in the comments? Have we got a chance of still being in the race for the top 2? Because Crystal Palace away, we've got through now. We got a great win against Wolves and we're still in the hunt. 6 teams with nothing to play for. Maybe there's a small chance. If you want to stay up to date and find out if there is, and you did enjoy this one, then please do put a thumbs up, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. We're back every weekday as always with this Luton Town save. Loving it from the FM06 Retro series. The question is, when we finish the season tomorrow, will we be coming back on Friday for the playoffs, or will it be to prepare for a Premier League transfer window? Let me know in the comments which you think it will be. Can we sneak in? We'll find out. 4 games at home to come as well. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see how we get on. I'll be back tomorrow at 4:30 to continue this save. And it could be the most grandstand finish to the season you could ever expect to see.